Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
You say to me, all I know is that I've got to be free from the things you do. It will all come back to you. Break stride, I'm sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers and other folks alike. I hope you're all doing well. You are listening to Midnight Ramen with me, Michael. I hope you all are doing well tonight. It is Thursday. As of right now. Yeah. If you want to watch this happen live, you can go to twitch.tv/MeltLurkOriginal, all one word, where not only you can watch this happen live, you can interact in the chat, change how the show goes, watch the after show, which is just more off the record stuff. I don't really know. Whatever. And then for up to 2 weeks, you can watch it up on here. But the edited episodes are on YouTube and Spotify. And on Spotify, you can watch or listen. Actually, no, you can listen to the radio show version of this when I used to do this in college, way back when. And playlists for each episodes are in the episode description of whatever, and they're pretty cool. I think I got through everything. That was quick. Damn, I didn't think I'd get through it that fast. Wow, it's only been like a minute. It's kind of insane that I did that. I feel like I should probably be a little warmer on the mic, because I feel like recently I've been trying to gain it more on like the back end, but it's hard to really tell, because I can't monitor without feeding it into that. Unless if I had like an audio, like a small mix board, which I could probably get one for kind of cheap, or figure out something that would work for that. Maybe I need to get a better stream deck. Maybe we'll meet at a bar. He'll drive a funky car. I think Oliver Tree wrote that song. No, he didn't. Rest in peace, Oliver Tree. Damn, that was a month and a half ago. Yeah, it was a month and a half ago. Wait, no, that was a month ago. Yeah. What the fuck? That's so weird. Passage of time. It do be crazy. And there's also conspiracy theories that he didn't die, but it's because the weird thing is, his body was the only body that wasn't really recognizable in the wreckage, which is strange. But also there was dental records or whatever that showed, it was him. He was in there. So I don't know. It's rough. Real rough. You know what, today, speaking of more media stuff, today is the day that The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan comes out. Excuse me, I'm been burping off of the dirty dew. I don't know. I want to go see it. I was thinking of going to go see Jackass, because I do need to see that at some point. I feel like that would be a good not icebreaker, but depressurization from going to see a movie of that thought and caliber. It's just to go to see something absolutely, I don't want to say stupid, but just like you can turn your brain off and just laugh at the funnies, you know? Because goddamn, I'm gonna be honest, I fucking love Jackass. I didn't growing up, I didn't really watch them, but really watch any of the movies or whatever. But I think the first one that I saw was 3. Yeah, the first one I saw was 3 because 4 came out not too incredibly long ago, like just after COVID. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, I've been 4. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna actually look it up because I can't remember how many Jackass movies there are. Um, uh, I think there's. How many are there? There's like wait yeah Jack. Well, this series, the movie, 2. I'm not counting like 2.5 and stuff like that because that doesn't count. It's still within the same thing. I'm not counting the Evil Knievel one because it's 3. Okay, and I'm not counting back. So there's this one, the latest one that just came out is 5. Because you got Jackass, the movie, 2, 2.5, which I'm not counting. It's still 2. I'm not counting the one with Evil Knievel. Jackass 3D, or just 3. 3.5. And you got Bad Grandpa, which I did not watch, but that was a really funny. I don't know. I've seen some clips from it, and it's funny, but it's just like eh. And then Jackass Forever, which is the first one I saw in the theaters, but the first one I really really saw was 3, and I don't remember exactly when the first time I saw it, but I remember one time going to like a wrestling party, just like a bunch of the guys from wrestling, going to one of their houses and sitting in the basement and watching Jackass 3. We're just all laughing our heads off. It was so funny. Or it might have been 2. I think I can't remember which one it. I mean, 2 and 3 are like, I don't want to say they're like pretty interchangeable in terms of like how close they are, but like I think 3 is probably. I'd have to watch them again, honestly. But I think a bit between 2 and 3 that's kind of similar, the same, is the scuba suit stunt where they basically have, I can't remember, the fat guy basically running and they pour sweat. And I think the stunt is from 2, but I know they do a similar thing in 3. Or reverse roles where the sweat happens in 2, or the I should explain the prank or the bit. So someone has like a scuba suit on, and then someone puts in like a foul smell. And since they're in the scuba suit and they're trapped in it, they kind of have to just like boil and suffer through the smell. And one of the movies, it's like sweat from the fat dude, and the fat dude's like getting real all sweaty. I can't remember what his name is. And they just pour the sweat into the suit. And then the other one, I think that's probably in 2, where they fart into it. And of course, and he's like, and I think it might have been, I don't know who was in the suit, but he's like throwing up because it's just, you're just getting straight ass into your face. It's like, oh man. Just like gross, but it's hilarious. But yeah, just I remember laughing like heads off. Oh, another funny one. It's the fucking porta potty launcher. I love the porta pot. The what's the term of the ride? But they launch the porta potty. They put Steve-O, strap into a porta potty, and then launch him up and down. And I think they do a similar thing to like some other people too. They do exactly the same thing. Although it's like cruel gross, but it's just fucking hilarious. I think especially with the one with Steve-O. That one's because there's just shit everywhere. And no other guy probably on the team would do it. when he comes running out of the porta pot, just like basically glazed in poo, like a Thanksgiving turkey. I remember, okay, like in, I don't know where it was, like in my home ec class, or it's like my mom or whatever, but I just remember hearing that like basting, which is basically like putting butter and stuff on top of like a turkey or stuff like that, doesn't do anything. It's like, I know it keeps it moist, but like putting like other stuff on it just doesn't really do anything. Like say if you want to put a hot sauce, like I don't think it really does anything. I don't know. I would honestly, I mean, it honestly depends if the skin, how thick the skin is. But I think it's because of the skin that basting really doesn't do a whole lot or mean anything, unless if like you poked holes into the skin to allow for the butter and oils and stuff like that to seep in to moisturize the meat. I don't know, frankly, but I've just heard it's just like basting doesn't really do a whole lot. Oh my god, that makes me think I gotta get some dumplings. We gotta make some dumplings soon. There's probably dumplings in the freezer. Oh my god. So I we make some pretty good dumplings. Oh my god. I remember living at the apartment, and I can't remember how often I would do it, but like um I remember when it coming back a couple of times when my mom made like a whole shit ton of dumplings, because that's the way to do it. And basically you can freeze them and then pull them out of the freezer, warm them up a little bit, put them on a stove or cut them up, whatever, and they're good. Oh man, so good. But I remember when I was living alone in the apartment, I just had like probably one or two of those that probably lasted almost the entire time, or a good chunk of the time I was there. And damn, I mean, they kind of sat in there just because, like, one, I probably forgot about them, but also two, like, when I was going through them, there's a lot of them, a lot of them, and just like how dense they can be. Oh man. But just like cutting them up, throwing into a buttered pan, some seasoning, put some Cholula, or I'd say the hot sauces that I use, though, I feel the best one for cooking, the generic of, if you whatever go into, the best one for cooking is Frank's Red Hot. It's good for cooking. You can use it on stuff. It's got a lot of kick. It's for buffalo sauce. It has a good amount of kick, but it's not great tasting. I'm gonna be honest. It's not the best, but it does the job. I think the best tasting one that's not, just a generic hot sauce, not going into like sriracha or whatever. The best generic one is Cholula. Hands down. Goes good on anything. You name it. Can go on like eggs, can go on like toast, can go on fucking cereal if you're that crazy. You can put in ramen. Like, I've done that before. You can't fail. You literally cannot fail with Cholula. Trying to think if there's anything else. Like, anything that you can think of. A burger. Slice of pizza. Like, it won't fail. It's so good. Like, I will stand that hot sauce. It is so goddamn good. Good for cooking, not as much, because you also don't have a lot as much as, say, like a Frank's Red Hot, which, like, Frank's Red Hot, they give you like a huge, like, size in my head container, like size of my face container. But like, something about Cholula is there. It's the right spot. Actually, do I have? No, I thought I had like a little small bottle nearby. I don't. I thought I did though. Thought I did. Like you could straight up, even straight up, it's just good. I do miss the old recipe of sriracha. Man, that shit. Like there are places that still use like. So the thing with sriracha, like the the brand that you usually see in every fucking store, like every store, the one with the let's just get straight to the point, the one with the cock, the rooster. Back like 15 years ago, that honestly that stuff is incredibly hot. But now, like, it's tame. It's incredibly tame. So what had happened was like it was kind of, I don't want to say it's like indie, but it was kind of more of like an underground one. It's like if you know about it, you know about it. But since it became got a lot of popularity, they needed to meet the demands, and they sold, I can't remember exactly or whatever. So they sold or allowed the company to use other different peppers and stuff like that to go into the sauce, so it dilutes the actual spiciness of the exact pepper that they use. But there is still now things that you kind of have to look for it, where it still has the original, like, I don't want to say recipe, but like it uses the peppers from that area, or the kind of brand or whatever species. Well, you know what I'm saying. But that same pepper, but in a different way, I think it has like a black little lid instead of a green one. And I can't remember the exact brand, and I also don't want to like get to search it because I don't remember it offhand. I could probably look it up, but I also don't know if it is true because I haven't really ordered it. But I do kind of actually miss it every now and again because I do like put a little bit of sriracha on like some stuff here and there. Oh, look, another thing too. You can put it on hot dish casserole for my non Midwestern pals. A hot dish. There is okay. There, you know what? There is a difference between a hot dish and a casserole. Hot dish, it's in the name. It's a hot dish. It's a casserole, but it's hot. It's like a gazpacho. A gazpacho is a cold soup. But a hot dish is a hot casserole. Like, yeah, there are hot casseroles, but no, like a tater tot hot dish, that is a hot casserole, but you call it a hot dish. Where like you won't call I'm trying to think of like a a casserole. But like casseroles, I'd say are cold. Well, I'm trying to think of like a noodle. Like you can put whatever random bullshit. I mean, that's kind of what a casserole is, just random bullshit. Like marshmallow casserole. I mean, there probably is. Like kind of fluff is a casserole. Actually, kind of want to think. I'm literally blanking on one like some casserole stuff, but like, the idea where it's like a pasta or something like that. But a hot dish, again, to reiterate, is hot. A casserole is the same thing, but cold. Or lukewarm. It doesn't tend to be on that spectrum. That's my honest opinion. They are different, but they are the same dish. It is similar to, say, a gazpacho to soup. Even though you could say, gazpacho is not the same to soup. But it kind of is, though. Kind of is. But, I had a food story the other that I was thinking of, but I couldn't remember. I can't remember what it was. Also related to that. You know, my grandma made. Well, speaking of like family recipes and stuff like that, I think I've already talked about it before, but like my grandma made this chocolate. What's it called? Like frosting, and it was like basic. It wasn't like she could cook. She really could cook, but like whenever it was one of the grandkids' birthdays, especially the ones that lived a lot closer, it was always kind of a tradition to have grandma make you the birthday cake with the icing and a yellow sponge cake. Why a yellow sponge cake? Honestly, there wasn't a reason to it. You could do any other cake, but for whatever reason, it just worked the best with a yellow sponge cake. Can't explain it. I think it's because of the soft texture of the sponge versus the like sometimes like kind of sugary, rough, crunchy, but it was like super duper sweet, which kind of explains why, because it was the sugar. But it was just so good. Good contrast. Always was great. I think my sister is probably the one that does that now. It does it the best. We don't really do it too often. I think we really do it just during like Christmases or like things like that. Now that my grandma's gone. I know we did it for over the last Christmas because like there was at least one or two pans. I think there was 3. Yeah. I still got to do my big chili again. The problem is when you live in a household where some people have certain dietary restrictions or favorings, and you have a very wide variety dish, it's hard to satisfy everyone. It's like I'm not gonna make 3 separate batches of one chili just because someone doesn't like one thing or can eat one thing. Like I'm willing to make a vegetarian option, whatever. But I'm not gonna like not cut the veggies out because the veggies are a part of it. The spiciness of it needs to be in it. Like it needs to have that seasoning. Like I was talking with one of my coworkers today, and they're vegetarian, not full on vegan, but like vegetarian at least. And I think recently they've been noticing like some of like the vegetarian substitutes and stuff like that for their meals has gotten a lot better. Like we had ribs and they had to get their own special like ticket for food because of that. And they sat with us with like the rest of the team, and we looked at their like ribs and like vegan ribs, and they looked good, like really good. And even after they were done finishing them, they're like, damn, that like had the exact same texture, like the like same everything, and you could tell, and like they knew it wasn't, but it's just like it was really good. And then they're like they're at like a wedding, they had a jambalaya, and the like I don't know what they're like it's the seasoning of the if you season your meat, like if you season the meat, you can season the vegetarian option. It's like makes sense. And I feel like that's been getting a lot more recognition more and more now that people are, that like have dietary restrictions according to that. I feel like it's gotten a lot better. I feel more recently too, and it's gotten more acceptable even at like fast food establishments. Like I think the push really happened, I want to say kind of around when the Possible Burger was coming out, like stuff like that. Like I feel like it's a lot more acceptable now for, or easier, and I think it's good and it's getting easier more and more and more year by year, that people that have, say, vegetarian, vegan, uh, allergy options have these sorts of outlets that they can actually accommodate for their diets. It's good. I love that. The one thing that's kind of getting me off, like, getting me off, what am I saying? The one thing that's like kind of throwing me off about like recent trends, and I'm not going to say I'm a dietitian or know a whole lot about, you know, health stuff, but I feel like the protein craze is getting really out of hand. I remember back like when I was like in like late elementary, early like middle school into early high school, like the craze was fiber. That was the whole craze, because fiber helps fill your gut and allows it so that you eat not as much as that you do, so that you are maintaining weight. But now the craze is protein, which doesn't make any sense, because that helps you gain weight or gain muscle mass, which is heavier. I don't really get that, you know? And like just overloading protein too. I don't know exactly what the exact correct amount you should be getting for protein, but like seeing like 20-30 grams for like a fucking candy bar is like, huh? It's kind of insane. I'm gonna be honest. Um, or even like, I kind of want to try it because like there's a muscle milk that's like 45 grams. You know, it's the size of a regular like bottle or whatever. It's just like, one, how do you make that edible? And two, how do you fit that much protein into something that isn't meat? Because meat is like the biggest thing of protein. I mean, there are other sources, but like from the source and the way that it is, meat has a lot of protein. Just meat in general has, I would say, arguably, maybe probably a lot more protein than a lot of plants do. I don't know if that's correct. Again, don't question. I don't know. I could be wrong, but like, I feel in general, meat has a lot of just the most protein. But I also like going back to like the vegetarian and other dietary options. It's good that like now that is becoming a thing, that other ways of getting these nutritions and things are getting a lot more access outside of like vitamins and stuff like that, which is really good. Well, the one thing that fucking scares the living shit out of me, and I know we kind of have them up here, but to what extent I don't really know, and why I also kind of hate the wilderness too. Lone Star ticks. Fuck, dude. to just to get bit by one and like, oh yeah, you can't eat red meat ever again, or you will die. Or you will probably die. Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, no, man, I don't want to accidentally, like, say, oh, if, say if I did know, like, I don't want to accidentally eat a hot dog and, like, be like, oops, it's the wrong kind of hot dog. I'm going into anaphylactic shock that I'm not going to come out of. Or if I, like, eat a thing, it's like, oh, a little bit of meat fell into that. Oh, I'm fucked. Yeah, no, I just like that. That's the, and plus, like, there's this guy online that's like physical, that's like tormenting like kind of a, I don't know if he's tormenting or he's like killing a Lone Star tick, but like subjugating it to like all these like horrible conditions. I think it might, or at least the video that I saw, it was kind of still alive, but it was dead because it like he heated up, he froze it. He's like, I want to say he smashed it, but like he's like heated it, froze it up, shine lasers on it, and like after it was like kind of dead and it moved. Like what? It's like actually really crazy. Just like, huh? I don't know if it's like some kind of torture. If that Lone Star tick is still alive, that tick is gonna be invincible. Like that tick would wipe everyone out. But yeah. And also like another thought too, and I was speaking with like, you know, same coworker, and the thought about it is like, and I don't want to sound like mean to vegans or whatever, but it's like the point that they made is like, why bother going with pleather, which is a lot worse, when you can go to a thrift store and get a 20, 30-year-old leather jacket for cheaper. And like the thing is, like, the animal's like well dead. What can you do now? It's like, huh. Hate to be a little bit morbid, but you're right. And even then, like, when an animal's like 20, especially like say a cow or a sheep or something like that, 20, 30 years, they'll probably die of natural causes at that point. So at that, to that extent, it's like, okay, makes sense that you are using the things from the animal that is acceptable. It kind of makes sense. And not using as like crappy materials that are a lot more wasteful. And it's like the thought of like how polyester is basically in everything now. We have become a society reliant on oil. It's like, that is true. But like, yeah. It's a cool thing that nuclear, like, I'll get into it, but like, it's cool that nuclear fusion is becoming more acceptable. Like, it's becoming a more commercial processing thing. But it really fucking sucks that the way that it's getting funded and promoted is because of AI data centers and like companies like I don't want to say companies like, but like, major data big companies that use a lot of power are the ones that have a majority of the usage and funding and stuff like that towards it. It's just like, seriously, we could have used this like what, 20, 30 years ago. And like, it's the thought too about like just nuclear reactors, stuff like that. The latest one was like in the 90s and it wasn't as bad. And like, even my dad, who was like, in the Navy during the Cold War, it's like, he's like, yeah, fuck it. He's like, yeah, I'd rather have I'd rather have a nuclear energy. The amount of science advancements that's happened since the 80s, since the why am I blanking? Like 3 Mile Island, like the big nuclear meltdowns. A lot of science advancements have came during that time, and it's super duper, like, compared to some other ones, it's super safe. And the fallout and stuff like that, or the waste and stuff like that, is like microscopic compared to some other ones. Like, there was a story like where a guy fell into the reactor pool and walked out of there with less radiation than a banana. That's crazy because bananas are like, it is said if like you eat enough bananas, which is an insane amount of bananas, you die of radiation poisoning. But to say that a dude fell into the reactor, like the reactor pool, and came out of it with less than a banana is nuts. And even like all natural things have radiation, just naturally. But to say like that is insane. Anyways, let's get into some magic pattern stuff and whatever. Let's get out to the grim stuff. We got 3 packs of Magic the Gathering. We're gonna open these freaking quick or whatever. Oh, I think MagicCon Amsterdam's happening right now. I'm not sure, but the Star Trek set just got, or some of the first images and stuff like that for the Star Trek set came out. And honestly, I have not watched a lot of Star Trek, but damn, it does look really good. They're definitely going down the route that's like, they're aware that Star Trek has like, trading cards, but they're not like and other like TCGs, but like kind of on like the trading side. Like they've had actual card games, before, but it's so interesting because like some like the card art's like, whatever. With the card art, it looks very reminiscent of that sort of thing, and just the love and the care that they put into like some of the mechanics and stuff like that. It's just so good. Like, I'm not a huge Trekkie, but just to say that, like, oh, what do captains do? They explore. It's funny that Captain Kirk is a mono red and he's aggressive. That's funny as hell. That's really funny as hell. I don't know. And like to have all these sagas on like old episodes and stuff like that. That's what they did with Doctor Who. And that's like the perfect thing that they should be doing this for. Like, oh, they should be Commander decks. There's a lot more lore. I'm like, I don't want to be a dick. But like with Doctor Who, they did it correctly. I feel like there's a lot more stuff when you consider Star Trek. Like a lot of stuff. And if you don't get it right, the Trekkies will kill you. The Trekkies will kill you. So I think the full set is the right move. And it's funny to see Jack Quaid on a card. And also funny to see Benedict Cumberbatch in 3 Universes Beyond sets in a row. Because he's technically in this one. He's Smaug in Lord of the Rings. Or he voices Smaug in Lord of the Rings. In The Hobbit. And then he's going to be himself, Khan in the alt art for Shieldred of the Apocalypse, which I'm excited for. Like, if I can pull that card, I'm going to be so hyped. That's the card art looks a little funny, but it's so cool too. Anyways, let's get into the pack. So we got Shield Helicarrier, Too Evil to Stay Dead, Hulk Gamma Goliath. We're not going to talk about that guy. And then the rare is the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. She is a legendary one in a Azorius. Legendary human god hero for a 3/3 flying. The Mighty Thor attacks, exile up to 1 target non-token artifact or creature, then return that card to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Whenever equipment you control enters, draw a card. Okay, that's pretty. Yeah, I feel like you can make a decent deck out of that. I don't know. Will it be amazing? Yeah, but whatever. And we got giant-sized flying ant for the foil and a mountain. All right, pack 2. We just gonna skip to there. We got Ronan chili oil. We got Black Widow. The fucking Orzhov one. Misty Knight, Hero for Hire, White Tiger. Oh, then we got Captain America's Shield. Oh, okay, I thought it was like a mythic one or something like that. No, it's just the rare Captain America's Shield. For 2 cost, legendary artifact equipment that's indestructible. An equipped creature gets +0/+8 and has vigilance. And whenever equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. Honestly, give that to Kingpin. Give that to Kingpin. If you know, you know. Kree Sentinel for the foil, and Hell's Kitchen for the land. I kind of actually do want to pull him because that would be a funny, like, big butts commander to play. But we'll see. Honestly, if I do pull him, I'll be pretty sick to build. We got Hulkling for this 3rd pack. Thirst for Knowledge. Agent 13, Sharon Carter. Oh, we got Johnny Storm. Okay, so we already got the Mr. Fantastic doing his Fred Durst impression. And now we got Human Torch, Johnny Storm. This is an uncommon. But yeah. Oh, Super Adaptoid? The fuck is this guy? It's a 2 for a legendary artifact creature robot villain with a star for it and a 2. Super Adaptoid's power is equal to the number of legendary creatures you control. Okay. Whenever Super Adaptoid enters or attacks, choose another target creature. If that creature has haste and Super Adaptoid doesn't, put a haste counter on Super Adaptoid. Do the same thing for flying, first strike, double strike, death touch, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance. Okay. Kind of crazy. But does it... Because what you can kind of do with that is do like an Audric sort of thing. Because you can say, oh, you got Audric on the battlefield as a legendary creature, so you could take whatever effects from the battlefield and immediately put onto him, and he gets it. He gets those counters. That's pretty funny. Funny of a combo. And we got the Super Suit for the foil, and then a Forest. But that'll be a funny combo if you just pulled an Audric and then, use whatever. Match and for the magic stuff. Actually, to follow up with the magic stuff, and like they got to talk about more like the Star Trek stuff. Like they got signature cards from the captains. It's like that's pretty great and pretty funny, but also pretty damn cool. Like it kind of leans more again into the collectible side, but it's like, hey, you can kind of play them sort of. But also those cards are probably going to be worth a lot of money, especially like say when one of them dies. Just saying. And saying that there's only like 200 of them in circulation, if you get one of them, that's easily at least easily 1,000. And because it's Magic and you can play it and do stuff with it, I think it's going to go up. And then, say the first retires, it's going to go up. I kind of wanted to get some, speaking of cards, earlier today, there was like a pre-order for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon set. And I kind of wanted to get some stuff. I'm kind of pissed that I didn't really get anything. Or I tried, but I didn't. So what happened was, I heard about it at 11 o'clock. And so already by then, kind of fucked. So I go into the queue. My girlfriend's also in the queue. We're both at work, which is funny. And I thought, I'm just going to go in there just because, I've had a lot of good luck with, the Secret Lair, Magic the Gathering, queue things. And I thought it would translate over to the Pokemon side. And for a little bit, it kind of did. But then I felt it like the queue time kept jumping up and down and 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 up and down. And I was just like, and after a certain amount of time, I don't know what it was, but the site flagged me as a bot. I think it could have been the browser, it could have been like because I was like going from not from a different tab, but going from like a different, because I was on my phone doing it, going from a different application to another and then going back to check on it. It kind of didn't like that, I would guess. And so when I officially, I left a little bit early because I'm like, oh, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to do at the time. So I got home, got in line, still like an hour of like waiting. I get into the store, which is kind of absurd. It's like, I think y'all know what the hell we're here for. And then you got to navigate to the section, which is like, brother. And even then, navigating to find the cards was kind of not intuitive. Like, you had to go to a search thing, put in, oh, I'm 30th anniversary, and then scroll down, make sure that you have the cards, because there's like shirts and other stuff like that, which is cool, but then why don't you just put that in its own separate thing? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just saying. Like, you can put it on a different tab. It's possible, brother. But then I get in there, basically everything else, like almost everything is gone at this point, I think. The only things left were like there's three. So one was like a 2-pack thing and an EV promo for like $10. So I'm like, I could probably do that. Limit 1. Excuse me? I'm fine with limit 1. That's fine. So I go to the next thing, which is like 3 packs, a promo of a promo card and token, a little poster thing for like $14. Okay. Limit 1. I go over to the next thing, which like the first one was like a Lowland Executor. Go to the next one, which is Lucario. Same fucking thing. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to add this to the cart. The Lucario one was already sold out. And I'm just like, why, first of all, would you have this still up? Like, it's late into the thing anyways. So it's like, why is this not updated to say that it's all sold out for this item? That seems kind of dumb bullshit sort of thing. Like, I know they get a lot of traffic and stuff like that, but like at this point, you are able to update every other item, but you can't update that one. Seems kind of stupid. So I'm like, okay, if I were to get both of the stuff, it would be like $24. Nah. Honestly, for 5 packs of Pokemon, which is, I'm not sure, pretty much not proud, and you have the chance of maybe pulling something that's worth it. I just, I make the exception for Magic the Gathering because I definitely play it and I can build stuff out of it and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But like Pokemon, the game is there, but like, man, it's just not the same. Like, you can get a starter deck, modify it a little bit, and you can be in the pros. Like, that's how like kind of BS it is. So you can modify a starter deck basically and be competitive. So the whole thing is just like, okay, let me just get this for collecting, I guess. And like the hit rate, I don't know. Like, I feel Magic needs to be better with their hit rates and stuff like that, especially with like these play boosters. I don't feel the same high that I do with like the old, not collector. What are they called? No, it was like not. that premium booster, son of a bitch. It was like a collector box, but damn it. But like allowed you to get more more uncommons and rares and mythics per box. You got less packs, but they were good because it just had so much fun. Like you can make a draft out of it and still be fun. Whereas like Pokemon, you're kind of restricted. And now even in Magic 2, I mean, there is restrictions to that, but like it's not the same. Like you still get like these ones that I just got. I really only had one rare per thing. Like yeah, that could happen. But it's just like not the same. You know? It's like it's one thing to get an alt art from uncommon or a common, but it's another thing when you get an alt art whatever for thing of a rare mythic, but they hardly show up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But like with Pokemon, you can buy like a couple hundred, buy a booster box, and still get screwed. And even then, like the booster boxes are not worth it. And then even then, you gotta grade them. And with like I've said it before, I am a PSA hater. I'll go out and say it. I hate PSA because of the way that they have the stranglehold on the market and the way that they are screwing people over with their ratings. I just don't like that. And frankly, it is contributing to a lot of toxicity within the community. And I just don't like it. Is it good that people are able to grade their cards with their system? Sure. But they are not doing it the way that they should be doing it. And like a lot of their other competitors, oh, guess what? You know, they own them too. Yeah, that sounds like a monopoly to me. And even then, like sometimes, like you can get, you can pay premium to get your cards rated better and get them back faster. It's like no, that's not a good thing. And I'm almost certain that they have like priority of like this is a premium client, whatever. It's like you shouldn't be. Like I get the loyalty sort of thing, but also at the same time, it's like you should be treating your first like people that are submitting one or two cards the same as if someone is submitting like a box with 50. You should be treating them the same. And like you should be treating them with respect and the same sort of like, okay, let's do this right. And then also grading a card low and then selling it higher after that you buy it off of them, which has happened. The fact that they also have the funniest thing too is that they also allow themselves to put what's it called? Like basically the like a barcode, not a barcode, like a tracking number, so you can tell when things have changed and et cetera, et cetera. Like you can tell when they've changed, when the price has gone up, when the grading has changed, who's owned it, stuff like that. It's like, interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, I don't want to go to band camp because there's people in heat. Band depend. I wish I kind of went to a band camp. I don't know. I mean, it depends too, cause like I like the time that I had at summer camp. That whatever one time long ago. I think it talked about it last week. But like doing, I just remember when I had marching band during the summer for like my freshman year into sophomore maybe a little bit. But just like doing that was so fun, even for a little bit. Also, just like, but like for brass, it sucks because like you only get so much stamina and like lip strength. Like you are going to fit. Like you will get to the point that you will fail. Whereas I feel like woodwinds, like you can play all like I can't really speak for them, but they can go a lot longer and play all day. Of course, there's like the percussion and stuff like that. It's like okay, it's just dependent on how much you can actually physically like play until your fingers like cramp or whatever, or your wrists like turn to concrete. But man, like I wish I kind of did a summer camp, but band camp, and not because of the like the this one time at band camp, but just like I would be that kind of guy. I would have been that kind of guy to go to band camp. Oh wow. What sucks too, because like when my high school did marching band, there were people that really committed to the bit, but then there were like other ones that were like, I don't know, fucking entitled to it. It's just like, guys, we're just here to fucking play. Also, like we were trying to build up a rep and stuff like that, so we could eventually like get up a degree that we can be pro and stuff like that. That'll be cool. But because they weren't seeing success immediately, they got pissed and didn't want to do it anymore. It's like, wow, guys, commit to the bit, please. Also, even in the practices, y'all didn't do the right stuff to get to that point. We were getting there, but like, not saying yes to certain things and being able to be competitive and adding to the creative thing, to the creativeness, to the flow, whatever, that's the problem. And also it was like our first year doing it, so like we didn't know what to expect. But like if we would have, I feel like if we would have done like committed to the bit for more than just a year, I feel like 2, 3, 4 years, we could have probably done pretty competitively. I don't know if we would have been able to go to the Rose Bowl, which is like the creme de la creme, or Macy's Thanksgiving. I don't think we would have. And plus, like, no. I think the creme de la creme of like marching band stuff is the Rose Bowl, because it is. It just is. And would have been cool to go. And also like ones like in Minnesota, especially I think it was like Rosemount, especially because they're right next to an Army recruitment center or Air Force or whatever military recruitment center. Yeah, there's a reason why they get to go a bunch of times. Maybe there might be a reason. There might be a reason why they go a lot, and they're that good. Maybe. I can't really put my finger on it though. Rosedale. Thinking about it, there's a lot of Rose places or places that start with E in the MSP area, metro area, general, far reaching. Rose E. You got like Edina, Eden Prairie, Egan, which is like those three, like you can mess up on that one and just like not know. You got Bloomington, West Bloomington, South. I don't know. I feel like there is a South Bloomington technically. Savage, Shakopee, Golden Valley, Apple Valley. Which I don't think either of them are in valleys, which is strange. Or recognizable valleys, which is kind of funny. Burnsville into whatever the other ones that I just said. Whatever the one that started with B that I just said. I forgot. Bloomington. Burnsville into Bloomington. Like they both start with B, and like have a similar word structure. It's like you're this close to being the exact same though, and they're right next to each other. And even Burnsville into Lakeville, like what? Lakeville into Prior Lake. It's like, okay, we're just blending here. You know? Chaska and Chanhassen, you know? Waconia, Winona, you know? It's like that sort of thing. Oh, Jesus. I looked at the time like, oh, damn. But it's just like the metro area is just like, it's so weirdly close to like some, like, oh, like even like, not even like location, but just like the naming process, just like, you're this close to being this place, you know? I feel like more north it becomes a lot like different, but even so. Because you got like White Bear Lake, Coon Rapids, Anoka, Blaine. Trying to think of North Metro stuff. Osseo, Maple Grove, places like that are just like, okay, those are distinct names that are completely different from one another. I think Maple Grove and Osseo are like a little tight, but you know, you can tell that they're there. Distinguish the two. Anyways, let's get to wrapping this show up. Thank you for listening, watching, doing. Wait, not thank you, watching, doing what you do. Thank you for listening to Midnight Ramen with Michael. If you want to watch this happen live, you can go to twitch.tv/Melted Lyric Original, all one word, where not only you can watch this happen live, you can interact in chat, change how the show goes, etc., etc., etc. At the after show, which I'm going to kind of keep it tight, I got two fucking work stuff in the morning. I'll explain why in the after show. But and all that other stuff. But once it's gone for Twitch, it's gone. But on YouTube, you have the edited episodes, which is randomly edited. And what else? Sometimes the videos, maybe. But on Spotify, you can listen to this, and you can also listen to the radio show version of this, where I did this at my radio station way back when. 5-year anniversaries of each episode, and that project's all done. It's really fun. And if you want to listen to the music, there's a link in the description for the playlist of each show, which is pretty cool. I gotta say, it's pretty cool. But anyhow, thank you to Grace for the use of the song "Used to It" off the album "The Call." I think this weekend we're doing there's quite a bit of like birthdays within the gang, broader gang. In July, we're doing like a bigger birthday celebration thing, which is gonna be fun. I'm not saying exactly where we're all going and stuff like that, so like I'm gonna keep that a little secret and maybe update that later. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. And trying to think of if there's, excuse me, I think that's. I kind of sucks that I can't really go to some of their shows because, like, especially like the one last week, it was on a Thursday at like 9 p.m. and I had to get up in the morning. I'm just like, bruh, I can't do this. But I would have gone if it wasn't at 9 p.m. The show didn't start at 9 p.m., but I heard it was a good one, so yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing and all that other stuff. But as I look at the time right now, it's not midnight here anymore, but it is midnight somewhere else. So until it becomes midnight here, once again, I will see you later. But until then, I almost hit the wrong button. Until then, bye-bye.